Hey, what's good, everybody? This is the Protroversy Podcast, where we talk music, sports, culture, and whatever we feel like talking about. I go by Marcie, and this is
Your boy AllMity.
yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
rocking
yeah.
that Paul Pierce Slim magazine. I just had to let y'all know that.
Okay. Nah, I mean we don't Celtics fans boo. You know we Heat fans over here, but it
Whatever.
is what it is. It is
Man.
what it is. While we're on that topic,
Yeah. What's
as
going
a
on with
Heat
your
fan,
boy? What's going
man,
on with your boy, dog?
as a Heat fan, I'm not understanding the Jimmy suspension.
Man.
I didn't understand it.
Um,
Like,
I've been
what
hearing
for?
some things about what the issue is over there.
What for though? He hasn't said anything. From my perspective, I feel like it's only because he was making trade talks publicly and they didn't rock with that. But
Yeah.
like players do that all the time and don't get suspended.
Yeah.
Like as an organization, you're kind of making him like you're his parent and he's your child, and that's a grown ass man. He can say whatever he wants.
It's kind of the talks, but it's really, as someone, because I didn't even know what was going on. I saw like the hair braids, the color thing, and people made speculation. But once I saw him actually on the court, actively not putting up shots, actively staying out of the play, I'm like, oh, that's actually detrimental to the team. I can't lie. It's like I could literally put any other fifth person would do more than Jimmy was about to do because he just doesn't want to.
Oh, it was like a lack of effort thing.
Yeah, it was
because of what's
detrimental
going
to the
on.
team. I'm like, hold on. I think it's all that plus what he's saying, plus he's not answering people's questions clearly. It's just distracting the team. Everything was just not good.
Which is crazy because the rest of the team is playing all right. Like it doesn't even seem like that much of a distraction. Because I think low key, I think within that locker room, besides what's going on with Jimmy and the tops of the organization, I think the team loves Jimmy. Like the players actually rock with him. So like, I think it's an understanding that he wants to get paid. He's getting older. And they're just like, let's just ball. Like, we're not really going to involve. Like, I don't see Bam and Tyler Hero really getting involved
They're not
in it.
mad
They're
at him
kind
at
of
all.
just,
I don't think
nah,
so.
that's what I mean. Like, and I'm always player get your money.
Yeah.
Because I know they let Wade go.
They let Wade
so
go.
They'll definitely let Jimmy go.
Yeah,
like,
I don't see them stressed at all about that. But I think
nah.
What I've been hearing is the issue is that Jimmy was feeling a certain type of way because he could see the Heat culture moving towards a Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo situation where it puts him at third.
Yeah.
And he would rather be a third to Devin Booker and Kevin Durant than a third to Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero, which I understand to an extent.
Now, is that rumor or is that truth, though?
That's a rumor, but I can't discount the rumors because the last rumor about this dude ended up being true. So I'm going to wait a second, give it like 2 weeks to see what he really feels once the trade happens.
I will say this. In practice, I would say at the beginning, when Jimmy first came, he was probably killing Hero and Bam in practice, I would assume. But he's getting older, man.
And
he's getting older, and Tyler's getting better. Bam is really already there. You know,
Jaime's about to pass him in a second if he don't lock in.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We got there's a couple players on that team that are nice, so it's like it might just be the changing of the guards. And Jimmy, I'm not saying he has to accept it because even in the playoffs, like I would want him to have the ball last for sure. But during regular season, let the young boys get theirs, man. Who cares? Like Jimmy, I sincerely don't think Jimmy even cares about like all-stars and shit because he said it. But when it starts being within the organization that maybe like the treatment is changing, I can see that being the thing to where like, oh, they must have forgot. Like almost you could say similarly probably how Melo felt.
Yeah.
You know, to where Melo was like when they were like, you coming off the bench, he was like, you hear what they said? I'm coming off the bench. And no lie, in like 7 months, he was coming off the bench.
And fully happy. It's like you got to understand what your value is. Westbrook had no issue with it. That's why I rock with Westbrook, too. He had no issue with just
you kind of see a resurgence with Westbrook right now.
Bro, started off on the bench. They had to start him because he's just so effective. So it's just be effective. It's like it's not like people are biased.
But like I understand like being the guy, an all-star, the one who really took us to the championship. I get where like I said, if the treatment changes, it's like y'all, it's almost like y'all forgot. And Jimmy's not that old, but he's still
Yeah.
like, he's getting older to where it's like, it starts to feel like disrespect. But I don't see it trickling into the players, at least from my perspective right now, to where like there's any animosity with Jimmy against Tyler and Bam, or any against Bam with Bam and Tyler against Jimmy.
Yeah.
So I think it's just an organizational thing. I think it's Pat.
It is Pat.
It's Pat.
But it's Pat, but it's also Jimmy frustrates me too. As someone, I'm not a Heat fan per se, but I know what he brings to the table. I know what he could bring to the table because he's bust my team's ass continuously in the most important games. So it's like I'll be betting on this dude, and his number will seem so average to me, but it's like he just never hits. Like, why are you not performing to an average that just makes sense?
And
during the
that
season?
could be the issue where they're like, okay, Jimmy, you're showing up in playoffs, but we need to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, bro, y'all been
Like,
playing for a little.
I don't want to, like, we don't want to be the 8th seed playing the 1 seed every year, even though you think we could beat them. It's
what's the benefit?
Yeah. I don't want to play the Celtics every year for the first game. You know,
it's gonna be the Cavs this year, because
right? Yeah, it might.
So like, bro, just
for
get
sure.
to like 5, 6,
exactly.
be right there.
Exactly. Well, I think they either, you know, at the end of the day, they either work it out or they don't. I'm gonna lean towards they probably don't, because I think there's been too much disrespect probably behind the scenes, and it kind of stemmed from last year where Jimmy said, you know, if I was on the court, we would have beat the Celtics, and Pat said he should keep his damn mouth shut. I think right there was kind of the start of the downfall. So I could see Jimmy leaving. I mean, I was happy he was with the Heat. I hope he stays, but at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. You feel me?
You've seen the changing of the guard before. I remember
exactly.
You've been a D Wade fan forever, and you had to see that plummet after that, and y'all are back.
And the thing is, even Wade knew, like, I can't. He hit a couple game winners, and then he was like, that's probably the most you get out of me.
Basically, blessings.
Exactly. All right, man. Getting into it. The Drake lawsuit, it seems like it's getting a little deeper.
Yeah.
I know you've seen the stuff with the streaming thing, with the streamers. How do you feel about everything?
I don't know if he attacking us too, because we was talking about them. But I know specifically he had like Kaisa Nod and certain people in there, because I guess the labels like whitelisted the songs to get all these different reviews and stuff. We didn't do no reviews, I can say that. We talked about the beef. We enjoyed the beef. That's why I'm at with it.
Well, it's more. Do you think he cares about the song being pushed, or more that everybody is saying the predator thing? Because I seen in the lawsuit is the defamation of character of being called that, and then people continuously calling him that when they're really. I mean, I haven't seen any real truth to that besides word of mouth.
Yeah, it's that. Plus, like, everyone on YouTube is calling him a PDF file right now. Like, they're not,
you know, and it's like, as a man, that's probably worse than not even probably, like, being worse than called a murderer, bro. Like, it's the worst thing a man could be called. So it's like, I understand for sure where he's coming from, but as a hip hop, you know, rap culture, you already been called like the softer guy. It's not a great look.
Yeah, but there's also a level to it. I don't know if you saw this part. He was saying that he actually had to pull his son out of school for a quick second.
For like bullying and stuff.
Harassed. Yeah, so I'm like, this is where it gets a little too deep.
Yeah, it does get. I mean, and that's the culture of the internet, right? It's like it does start to trickle into your real life, and that is a sad part, especially like I said, when it's only like there's people say they got stories, but people say they got stories about everything, but there's really no validity to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a tough situation for sure. I don't know. But it's like I get it's one of those things that you gotta balance. Like you said, his son, that's serious. You know, maybe losing deals, that's serious. Even being called that is serious. But then on the other, you know, playing the devil's advocate to that is that it is a rap beef in its words.
Yeah.
You know? And it's
It's tough though. Like
It's a
literally what
tough
you
one.
saying, that's like, do you stand for hip hop and let your whole career crumble, or do you fight for yourself?
Exactly.
You gotta fight for yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, you do. You do have to fight for yourself. Like, I know if somebody called me that, bro, it'd be on.
No, they would have to
It,
literally prove that. The fact that he's not really
yeah.
forcing anyone to prove it is actually
Yeah.
a little concerning. But
I-
I
yeah.
mean, either way, he's fighting it. I guess he's gonna force someone to have to prove something at some
Well, the
point if
thing
he's
is
willing to
too,
fight it.
it's like what they say is you're guilty in public opinion, even if you're not in court. You know what I mean?
True,
Like what people
true.
perceive you as is they see that as fact, whether if it's fact or not. Because how many cases have gone to the courts, things get proven wrong, and people still get called these things.
Yeah, no,
You
that's a
know?
whole nother factor, which is really sad.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad because like I feel like if you're gonna go at somebody for something and it's proven that it's wrong, there should be especially on a public platform, there should be a apology issued on that public platform if you a real one. I mean, obviously, motherfuckers kind of just go for the clickbait stuff, and they don't see certain celebrities as real people. But I know on this podcast we would do that shit. You know
Damn.
what I mean?
You know what I just
But
realized while you were talking? It hit me that line, that whole Michael Jackson Prince reference thing they was doing during the battle. It
mm-hmm.
comes back around to Drake's career is now like the Michael Jackson thing. Like he's the false pedophile. Well, he's might be proven false, but people will call him that forever.
Yeah, they're gonna say some type of
Damn,
variation of that forever. And
that
Mike
line
ain't
is deeper
never,
than,
bro. The Mike one, I'm sorry, I don't believe that shit, bro.
bro.
I
There's
don't
no
believe that
proof.
shit, bro. The feds investigated the case, I think 3 to 4 times and never found a single thing. But
I'm telling you,
that doesn't get brought up. It's just because it really is how his transition to how he looked. I think it hurt
affected it.
him.
Yeah,
It affected it a lot
yeah. They just
because
wanted him to be weird, but then also,
yeah.
if you want to get to the conspiracy side, it's a lot of Sony publishing that this dude owns. So it's like there was so many
The
reasons
Beatles catalog. The Beatles
Yeah,
catalog. Like you find out about that, and then you hear the Dave Chappelle story where he didn't want to do the Chappelle show anymore. Now they said he was a crackhead in Africa.
yep.
That was never true. It's like you
They
start to
just
see things that
you
they
understand the patterns, bro.
yeah, there's a pattern to it that if they don't get their way, they'll get tarnished. And that is to bring it back to the whole Drake thing. That's why I would be worried for Drake is that how far will Universal go
Mm-hmm.
to tarnish his legacy in a sense.
And that was their argument. They're like, you've been one of our biggest performers for like 10,
Yeah.
15 years. Why would we invest into your downfall when you're still making us money?
But
That's their logic.
I don't believe that though. I think they
I don't.
would invest in his downfall
I
because
think,
it's almost like it's an employee employer type of relationship. It's like
yeah,
you're not gonna be an employee of a company try to dictate what the CEO should do because what's they gonna do? They're gonna be like, get out of here.
yeah,
Same thing with the music, but the music thing is the difference is now you have a huge platform and you're a figure and not only can he's a Canadian, but in American culture, he's a big
yeah,
figure.
yeah,
So what can we do to bring you down a level? And that's what I would be nervous about if I was Drake's team.
yeah. And that's really what it is because they know what money they would have to fork over. Because also,
Mm-hmm.
what it would mean for the industry if Drake went independent, they would lose a lot of money because
Mm-hmm. It's all
he's one
about
of
the
their biggest
bread.
performers, bro.
But talking, pivoting now into other artists,
Yeah,
the Meg Thee Stallion restraining order against Tory Lanez while he's in jail.
interesting.
How are you feeling about it?
She said she just feels so unsettled that like when he gets out of jail, he might just try to kill her again or whatever, whatever. But it's like it just seems like she just trying to keep the story going because nobody was even thinking about this. You just randomly brought up
Mm,
something that wasn't even a threat.
yeah. It's so hard with this situation because no one knows what happened except them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And it's like so many stories have changed. I know that like, okay, she got shot. At first she got shot. Then they said, nah, she stepped on glass. Now it's like, okay, she really got shot. But then it's also like, okay, he shot her. No, her friend shot her. The security guard saying he don't know who shot her. It's just there's so many holes in the story
yeah.
that like you don't want to pick a side because honestly, like we don't know them.
I don't know.
You know what I
That's at
mean?
the end of the
Like
day.
at the end of the day, we don't know them. Like, because there's some people who are like determined, like, or they're convinced they 100% know the truth. And how could you?
Yo, even me as a Tory fan, I can't say that he didn't shoot her.
That's what I'm
Why?
saying here.
Because I wasn't there. It's that simple.
Exactly.
It's like if everything in the court that's reported is telling me inconclusive or whatever, it's like then I have to wait till they figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah, I need a video or something to show that he ain't do it or that he did it. I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know. But the restraining order is kind of weird because it brings it up. But was he trying to get in contact with her the whole time?
I ain't hear nothing about that part. It's just
I
that
haven't
might
either.
be
I'm
something.
just
That might be something that comes out soon, though. You might have a point.
yeah. It
I
might
don't
be
know why
something we
she.
just have to wait on. Like if he's trying to contact her, then I can see that. But if she's just trying to bring it up, kind of just because realistically, famous people want to stay famous.
Pretty much.
So like if you bring it up a little bit, it's back into the loop. Look, we're talking about it right now.
Yeah.
So is it one of those things or is it one of the serious matters? Like I said, I don't know neither of them.
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
But
Time will tell. We'll see a Netflix doc in about 6
yeah,
years.
pretty much. I'm sure this story will be on Netflix, like you said.
For
Peacock.
sure.
Um,
For sure, man.
But
So.
I guess the other question, if we really want to put these people in some light for Canada is probably top 2 stars of like the past 10 years, right?
Yeah,
Tory
I would say.
Lanez and Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think is actually the better artist?
Man, this is tough because I do like Drake, but if
Yeah.
I'm sitting in a car or if I'm by myself or I'm chilling or even at a party,
Yeah.
I think I'm throwing Tory on first.
Yeah, I think Tory giving you more vibes.
I think I'm throwing Tory on first. Like, obviously Drake is Drake. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But for me, if you talk about music selection and songs that I like, I think I'm gonna have to put Tory on a little higher pedestal. Now, in saying that,
Yeah.
some of that may be because Drake is so commercialized that you hear his songs so much that it gets overplayed, and I'm like,
Could be
I'm
that too.
good. But Tory's bag is crazy.
Yeah, and
It's like
he's
even that
obviously
80s album to rapping to when he popped off with the Say It to the singing, like,
bro, he literally
it's
that's
tough.
what really puts him above Drake too. He could actually sing. Like Drake could sing. He could hit some notes and it's cool.
Yeah.
And like we fuck with the melodies, but the singing that Tory be doing be different. Also, shout
Yeah.
out to his engineer that makes him sound so crispy and
Bro,
just,
how he made that track in jail or just
bro,
off the jail phone?
I
This
don't
guy,
understand.
give him a raise, yo.
It's a different bag. And then also like with Tory, I don't get to see Drake. He dropped his 100 gigabytes or whatever now. But Tory Lanez was on the internet showing you his whole recording process live in the
True.
studio. You could
He
throw him
was.
lines, concepts. It's like, damn, Tory really is in his bag. So I put him in a different tier than Drake, even though I rock with Drake.
Yeah, I like Drake too, but I feel the same way. Anytime Tory's on a song,
Yeah.
like it seems like it doesn't miss.
Yeah.
At least I'm not saying it's gonna get pushed on the radio, but anybody who's hearing that, you kind of either waiting for Tory's verse or you see it, because I think it's the surprise factor too with him is that you don't know what he's coming with in each song, and a lot of people can't do that. They might make different type of music, but each type of music isn't gonna hit.
Yeah.
His variations of music, most of the time, they hit.
Yeah, it's like he figured out his formulas for multiple
Yeah, he
things.
did,
And
for sure.
I also give him extra points for like the dance hall and stuff. Like his dance hall records would be crazy.
That's what I mean, man. It's like it gives almost like Drake and The Weeknd combined.
Yeah.
Like
That's really what it is.
And that's Tory Lanez. You know what I'm saying? And obviously not in the exact style, but like
The
in
range.
that type of
like
form,
his
the range.
He has both of their range within his bag, which is crazy.
Exactly. So are you leaning the same way? Would you say
Tory, my guy. Honestly, if he wasn't in jail, I would be bumping him every day, but I had to keep my windows closed.
Right?
Honesty.
Yeah, Tory started to be one of the artists you play and you gotta watch your
Yeah.
surroundings, bro. Like
It's like
it starts becoming like a in this day and age, it starts to become more of a like a discussion. They like, oh, you like Tory? What you think he
yeah.
did? Like it's always a story
It's
behind it.
like,
Like, all
bro,
right, what he did was wrong,
if he
but
did it.
if he did it, but are we just gonna R. Kelly him?
I don't know, because I still haven't P. Diddy. I've been listening to a couple before he's 100% guilty, because I know he's guilty. But I gotta listen to them before I can't.
And don't think we don't know, yo. Some of y'all still listen to R. Kelly.
For sure. I just see someone posted on the IG post the other day. I'm like, she must be out of touch. She don't realize what's going on.
Yeah.
The R. Kelly.
The R. Kelly one
Yeah.
hit hard, man, because it's like, damn, man, we really
got some
can't play it. It's like,
He got
but
joints,
this is
bro.
the thing. All right, with the R. Kelly situation, what he did was wrong. I'm not seconding that at all.
Mm-hmm.
If it's someone else's song and he's featured, is that the same as just playing a solo R. Kelly song?
I don't know which one we talking about. We playing Cassidy and R.
That's
Kelly?
what I mean. That's what. Are we not gonna
or
support?
are you playing Jay-Z and R. Kelly?
Are we not gonna support these artists because there's a feature, or like because technically it's not his song?
Yeah.
So
I think
are we gonna penalize everybody? Or
for Jay-Z, I think people are still on the fence because we're not sure if Jay-Z is innocent yet neither. It's like we got two freaky people on the song. We gotta wait for a second until we figure out what's going on.
But like you said, no one did the Diddy cancel yet. That's gonna be a hard one though, because there's a lot of tracks with Diddy, like
bangers, club
bangers.
Bro.
Yeah. That's like the whole '90s. Like, how you gonna just cancel all of that? That's gonna be a tough one. But I'm curious, man, because people do certain things, and obviously there's certain things you can't support. So like, if they're like that, you're like, I'm not supporting their brand. Period.
Yeah.
It's saying that it gets a little tough when they got the heaters.
Exactly. It's like, man, I know what you're saying in public, but in the car, I'm govern myself.
Like you said, the windows rolled up. You hit it. My bad. You know what I mean? I don't support this shit, but let me get in my vibe real quick.
I don't want to delete it either. That's crazy.
It's already downloaded.
Exactly.
It's already. I already gave him the bread, the view. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's already down.
I'm sure he needs some commissary. Let's help.
My bad, yo. My bad. Spinning back to the Gelo Ball. Hey. Saw the Def Jam deal. How you feeling about it?
Damn. 13 million total, 8 million guaranteed. I think, like you said on the post, Lavar 3 for 3.
3 for 3, man. 3 for 3. The thing is this a 360? Like, do they get to touch anything that he's involved with? Because recouping that 8 million, I'm assuming is gonna be a lot.
I'm sure they gotta push that song a lot. I'm sure they're gonna try and get it in some commercials and whatever.
Definitely in the NBA. His brothers are there.
Yeah, so it's like I'm sure they can already project how much money they're gonna get back from that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much creative control he got. Also, I don't know if you did this. I listened to the song, but then I went and listened back on his Apple Music for his older songs to see like what bangers he might have that he like already
previous
dropped.
Yeah.
And it's not many.
Nah.
He got some joints, but there's one specifically I feel like could be something, but I don't know if he can keep creating this. But I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I'm curious what he has in his vault though, because I feel like if you get one of these, you have to hit the gas. Like, it has to be nonstop. You have to, like, not nonstop in putting tracks out, but nonstop. It better be 8 hours. At the beginning, at least, you better be in that studio at least 8 hours a day.
And I'm sure, like you saying, if Def Jam putting money into it, I'm sure they're getting him like some writers, getting him with the right producers.
The beats he's gonna get. And I did see, shout out to the Breakfast Club. I did see this on the Breakfast Club. You would have, like, Def Jam, have they had a big rapper as of recent?
No, Def Jam is actually on the fall off. It's like
that's what I mean.
They don't got Kanye no more. It's like a lot of
So
their
are they
biggest people.
seeing something and being like, hey, let's get part of this? Because not only is it the music thing, he is attached to the NBA regardless if he's in it or not.
Yeah, it's an
Because his two
investment.
brothers are you they're both stars in the NBA either too. Like
Yeah,
they're not just players. Like everyone knows who Lonzo and LaMelo are. Like these
yeah.
are star players in the NBA. So do you see that as a company and go, okay, well, 8 million does seem like a lot guaranteed, 13 million does seem like a big deal, but you have to compare it to like, yeah, we're not in the basketball realm. You have to compare it to what his brothers are getting and what he's
Yeah,
gonna look to get to sign on. He's not just gonna sign on for 80 racks.
yeah. He doesn't need it. Like, and
He
he
doesn't need it.
business wise, he's good.
Yeah. But in contrary to that, was did he need a label at all?
Probably not, but it gives him. He don't got to spend his own money no more. Like
True.
that's the best thing about being with a label is you got someone to spend for you. It's like a loan,
Yeah.
where it's like
True.
you basically play Monopoly with someone else's money instead
And
of risking you.
obviously the plus for a label is getting in those doors, right? But I
Yeah,
would assume there's some doors he could have already got into.
for sure. But he also had to prove it, I'm sure, to really get like taken seriously because
Hmm.
I don't know. There's just so much talent out here, and that song is like that's a proven hit. It's not like they had to like get him in the studio and like work him. Like he
True.
got the hit first, then we sign you. It's like all right,
Yeah.
it's not too risky.
I'm really curious too what happens with his first live performances because like say you're with the label, right, and you're working, they're
Yeah.
like, let's work with Jello. What are you do? Are you going straight to let's get him on in the mainstream? Like for example, let's get him on that the Jimmy Kimmel Tonight show and have him do the song up there,
Well,
or are you slowly bringing him to like smaller venues? Let's see if he could get right, and then bringing him to the masses.
I was about to say, you see, he's already on the Rolling Loud schedule for LA. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's gonna happen before that to build him up to that because that will take some. Hopefully, he's been practicing or something
Yeah.
because it's not like you hop in front of a quick 4,000, 10,000 people. I don't know how big Rolling Out Loud is. It's pretty big,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like you don't just hop on there and go crazy the first time.
For sure. What is nice though is I'm assume he's played at least in front of 5,000 people
Yeah,
basketball. So like the state, granted, it's not the same thing, but you know
yeah,
you've played ball. I played ball. Playing in front of 200 is kind of scary. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Playing in front of 60 people is kind of like you get a little nervous when people are so like when they're locked in on you. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
So it's like he kind of been in the realm. He's been in the in in the eye of the public for a while now. So
yeah.
you would assume he can transition, but in saying that, is it just one of them rap shows that you just walk back and forth?
Pretty
Because
much.
I think we're all kind of sick of that though, in a sense. No.
Yeah, but then what else can we get from it? I mean, with this song specifically, he could make it really fun because it's like
Yeah.
if he wanted to play off that 2006 energy, he could
Hmm.
come out in a tall white tee and jabros and hit some Soldier Boy dances, and I'll go crazy. I'll be like, "Hey, Jello is actually hilarious."
Yeah. Well, that's what I think too. Like you cannot dance and bring different theatrics to your show. Like for like a Travis Scott show, obviously, will he get the budget of a Travis Scott show? Probably not.
Mm,
But something like or like a Rod Wave. When he was doing the fall out the
yeah,
out the window or whatever. Like just some type of thing that brings like attention to your show
he pull out in the
rather
low
than
rider so he could. Sure, bring that
he from you know what I
hydraulics. You
mean?
feel
Because
me?
that's the thing too. Is a Cali kid who kind of has like a southern feel. Like
Yeah,
the lowrider wouldn't be a bad look.
it might be a vibe. It
It
might be the
might be a
vibe.
vibe.
You might hit him
When
on
you
the
in the
DM, get your
cities,
pub, bro.
bring your brothers out.
Every
You
time, for
know,
sure.
you know what I mean. But I would say too. If I'm a label, I'm getting those features on that track.
Yeah.
And I would look for who has something in the vault and get him featured on that as well to keep the ball
Mm,
rolling. But he has to kill that feature. But it's way easier to write a hit verse for somebody than a whole hit song.
for sure. I'll definitely be hitting up like a young boy or somebody like that.
Mm-hmm. And he's still younger, right? He's like
Yeah.
25, 26. So like, and young boy, what, like 24? So
that's
he's
his
in that.
pocket. That's his bag.
Yeah, he's in that realm of like being there. So, or do you go for the Nelly joint?
The Nelly
And
might
you
be
take
fire
it
too.
way back. You just take it to that time for real.
Well, that would be cool though, because then you really need to do both, because then you just get in two different generations. Because I'd love to hear the Nelly.
Sure.
I'm sure the kids would love to hear the young boy.
For sure. I agree. Well, time will tell, man. Good luck to him for sure.
Yeah.
Like, he got the bag.
Dog,
Lavar,
blessings.
like you said, 1, 2, 3. Got it.
Yeah.
Coming up, man, we got MVP candidate versus MVP candidate. Lamar versus Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Bills versus Ravens. To me, this is like a mini Super Bowl. Who you think gonna take this?
I mean, out of the two, I'm a Lamar Jackson fan.
Yeah.
My boy Scooter knows I'm a rock with Baltimore because that's my boy squad.
Mm-hmm.
And the Patriots suck right now. And Lamar Jackson is just, he remind me of Michael Vick on steroids. So it's like, I could rock with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Lamar too. I'm a Lamar fan too. I won't lie.
Yeah.
I respect what Josh is doing. Josh went off this year. He did, and he did go off with like limited receivers. I understand all of that, but there's something this year. There's just something with like he's chasing that ship. He's chasing that ship. So I think Lamar too. And if there's a team, I'm a Falcons fan, but if there's a team that I would like to see win it, it would be the Ravens, because I just want it to go full circle of him getting drafted and say they getting a Super Bowl out of me and getting that Super Bowl, because that just like I love seeing a story that goes full circle. You know?
Especially when they were talking about they didn't even know if he should really be quarterback and all that stuff. It's like, yo, if he could prove everybody wrong and bring a team to the Super Bowl after
love
talking like
seeing it.
Beautiful.
Love seeing it. But in saying that, when we talk about pressure games, this is a huge game for both of them, because as much as Ravens fans want this Super Bowl, best believe the Bills fans want this Super Bowl bad. And the season that Josh has had should not be forgotten, even though he may get the MVP. Yeah. I think it should go to Lamar, but I understand the MVP to Josh. And you could, the Joe Burrows and Saquons are out there too, which people aren't talking about, because those two have been going crazy too. But this game right here is a pressure cooker. This gonna hands down probably be the best game of the season, I would assume, because there's just so much on the line. And the crazy thing about this is whoever wins this, I mean, unless CJ Stroud gets it done, which we don't know, he could. Whoever wins this most likely plays Pat. And that's been a nemesis for both of them. Yeah. So it's
I like the
storyline of this is,
I like the Lamar Pat games though.
Yeah. For sure. So the storylines for this would just be, it's just dope for football. Honestly, they're winning regardless. Yeah. They win regardless.
Get your money, dog.
This is exactly what they wanted. You want to set up the best situations, and now we get to see it. So let's see, man. Bro. Let's see.
Lamar, go get him.
Hey, for real.
All right. Yo, appreciate y'all for tapping in with us. Protroversy Podcast, you know what it is. This week we talked about some real shit, and next week we're going to talk about some real shit, so stay with us. It's your boy, AllMity, and that's my dog.
Marcie. And we appreciate y'all. Like we always say, like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your grandma, tell your distant cousin all the way in Kentucky, man.
Everybody.
We'll see y'all soon. Appreciate y'all watching.
Your pen pals in jail.